Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, let's begin.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening to you also, Kritika, and students. I'm Vishalakshi. I'm going to be the faculty at Livelaw Academy for the Judicial Services course that is going to begin. I will be taking subjects such as Indian Penal Code and in reference to, of course, the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, which has now been introduced. And coming to our topic today, I would like to restrict it and have a discussion on how these, couple of offenses like abatement of suicide, attempt to suicide, pardon, this is the wrong heading, the attempt to commit suicide, or even when it comes to in relation to a new section which is being introduced in BNS, that also we'll discuss. So we'll see the transition between how what is there in the IPC, have there been landmark judgments in the IPC, and then related to BNS, see the changes that have come into BNS. So without any delay, we can go ahead and start with the section. So I wanted to show you initially just the section in itself. It is there as it is in BNS. And the section is it's just a set of few lines which talks about abatement of suicide. It states that abatement of suicide is if any person commits suicide, whoever abets the commission of such suicide shall be punished with imprisonment of either term of a description which may extend to 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. So, not a very extensive definition, not a very large section, a limited section with limited aspects within it, right? So, within this particular offense, whether you deal with it under 306 or under BNS, what is the nature of the offense? It is cognizable in nature, it is non-bailable, and also it is non-compoundable in nature. The punishment, as we have already discussed, is 10 years, and it is tried in the sessions court. So this is just a little bit of information about how is the section applied and in which court is it tried and what is the punishment that is given for this particular section. Now coming to the main essence of the section has mainly two parts apart from the punishment that it provides. It states that if any person commits suicide, now, any person, the term is again neutral, so can be anybody, commits suicide. Now, suicide as a term is not defined. It is not defined in IPC, it is not defined in BNS. So, we go with the general definition of this particular term, which in the journal that I was referring to, that in law and medicine, is the act of taking one's own life. But in a more specific way, it is the deliberate